Yellowstone Supervolcano, why animal deaths sparked panic as strange things happened. Yellowstone volcano scientists were put on high alert when strange things started happening in Yellowstone National Park back in 2003. This is according to a recent documentary. Callum Hoare Express UK reports. The Yellowstone caldera is a supervolcano under Yellowstone National Park. It spreads across the states of Wyoming, Idaho, and Montana, and it gets its nickname because of the ability to inflict devastation on a global level. The caldera had eruptions of a super size 2.1 million years ago, 1.3 million years ago, and 630,000 years ago, and lead to claims that another one could be overdue to the difference in the timing between the three events. In the 2003 documentary, scientists at the U.S. Geological Survey experienced a brief period of very much concern because of the earthquakes displacing more than 77 million cubic feet of water in Yellowstone Lake. That created colossal waves that unsealed a capped geothermal system, setting off the Steamboat Geyser. Naked Science's Supervolcanoes documentary showed why the event gripped the world. The narrator said, Yellowstone, Wyoming, in spring of 2003, strange things started happening in America's most famous national park. They said the tallest geyser in the world, which can go 50 years without erupting, burst into life, spraying columns of superheated water hundreds of feet into the air. Not long after, a group of bison collapsed and died, victims of poisoned fumes from below the ground. And we know that's on a daily basis. On a daily basis, Yellowstone emits over 40,000 tons of carbon dioxide. That's how the geologists found that there was a huge magma reservoir underneath the magma chamber because of the tremendous amount of carbon dioxide being emitted daily from Yellowstone. Now, satellite pictures revealed something ominous was happening beneath the earth in that location. USGS scientist Dan Zurishin revealed that it could be possible that a super eruption did cross his mind during the same series. He said there were new cracks in the ground. The ground heated up to the point the National Park Service had to close some of the trails. Those things happened. These things happened. He was referring to super eruptions, and you can look at the earth and see the scars. They happen, and then they're going to happen again. And the narrator went on to explain and put in perspective how harmful, of course, such events could be. He added that a single supervolcano explosion is 1 million times bigger than Hiroshima and is no ordinary volcano. It doesn't even come close to an ordinary volcano doesn't come close to a supervolcano eruption. Now, regular volcanoes eject millions of cubic feet of ash and debris, but supervolcanoes eject billions of cubic feet of ash and debris. Billions. Regular volcanoes can throw ash over an entire state, whereas a supervolcano can blanket half of the United States, for example. And these are the real events, and 20 have been recorded in the history of the Earth. Over half of those happened in North America. And we currently we have about 20 supervolcanoes located throughout the Earth. Now, fast forward 17 years, USGS revealed that Steamboat Geyser is causing havoc yet again. As we know, it's erupting almost every week since March of 2018. It smashed its own record by erupting 48 times in 2019. That was 16 more than the previous year in levels of activity not seen since the 80s. USGS announced this statement on their January website, January 2nd, on Caldera Chronicles. Steamboat Geyser turned a lot of heads in 2018 when it set a new record of eruptions in a single year with 32. In 2019, Steamboat smashed its own record with 48 eruptions. The longest period between eruptions was a little over 17 days, while the shortest was 3 days and 3 hours. That itself is a record for the shortest time between water eruptions of Steamboat Geyser. The activity was enjoyed by thousands of visitors in the park and was subject to quite a bit of scientific research, and we hope will come to fruition in the coming months. Now, it's not unlike though 2018, there was little additional geyser activity of note. USGS says there's no reason to fear, and that the statement goes on to address the record directly. Back in 2018, Ear Spring Geyser near Old Faithful had a rare explosion. A giant geyser also near Old Faithful experienced a number of water eruptions as well. But Giant went quiet in early 2019 with no eruptions after March, and Ear Spring Geyser and nearby geysers returned to their usual level of activity by late 2018, such as the fickle nature of the geysers. Now, Steamboat Geyser is in the Norris Geyser Basin, and it appears to have entered a phase of more frequent water eruptions like it did in the 60s and the early 80s. And although these eruptions do not have any implications for future volcanic activity at Yellowstone, they are nonetheless spectacular, and many people had a chance to see Steamboat erupting during the summer of 2018 and 19 as well. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.